I was a high school football player, and I gained a lot. My coaches wanted me to gain weight, you know, and that worked out well. And I got to college, and I quit playing football, quit running, quit working out, kept eating like a high school football player. And just slowly but surely, I got bigger and bigger. I think I graduated college in the 330, 340 range. Don't know that I weighed again after I graduated college until I got on the scale to see what this was going to be like. I would go play basketball, and for the first time, even when I was bigger, I could play and feel good, run up and down the court, not have any trouble. But I felt the night before my wedding night, we played basketball, my bachelor party, and I couldn't run full court very many trips in a row. And the second thing was I saw my wedding photos. And when I saw my wedding photos and I saw how big I had gotten, I said, we need to do something about this. And God convicted me that I needed to be a better minister, needed to be a better husband, if I want to be a father someday, which I do, that I needed to take off weight. I've been in Cherokee 7.5 years, and so really my whole gaining to high proportions has happened in Cherokee. I probably weighed in the 300-pound range when I came to Cherokee. Got up as high as about 378 when I first started losing weight, and started weighing every 2 weeks. Lost as much as 14 pounds in 2 weeks right at the beginning. Then I would lose about 8 pounds, 7 pounds, 6 pounds every 2 weeks for several months. Started at the end of February in 2003. End of February last year. Started doing and I started exercising every day. And a man from my church really helped me, was accountable with me and said, hey, you need to do something about this. When you weigh 378 pounds, you can't just buy a bathroom scale at Walmart. I went and looked at all the scales and looked how high they went. Most of them went to 300 pounds, but nothing was where I was at. And so I told my friend who works at the local electric cooperative that I needed a scale to weigh on. And he says, we've got a freight scale that'll weigh 1,500 pounds. And I said, all right, let's do it.
Right when we started, I weighed here because I've worked here for years, and I knew what I weighed, and that's why I wanted to lose weight. And I was asking Gary, what do you weigh? Do you know exactly what you weigh? And he said, I think I did. And I said, well, you need to weigh. You can't have a weight loss program if you're not weighing. That's just the only way you know if you're doing any good. It's just been evident to me that God was in it from the very beginning, because I never saw anybody like to eat like Gary. I thought I liked to eat, and I don't mean to say that he was any bigger eater, but he just enjoyed eating. It was just a joy. And I thought, when you really like to eat, it's very difficult to cut back on. And that's what you have to do to lose weight, pure and simple. There are no, magic things you can do. You just literally have to cut back on what you eat.
As I started, the Lord just gave me strength. And as I pulled away from the table, and as I got on the treadmill to walk and walked around town and things, I knew it wasn't me, that God was doing a supernatural work in my life. Now, as far as the ups and downs, probably the biggest trouble that I had was to make this happen. I had to make it like number 3. Like God, my wife, and this, My wife might even tell you at times it was number 2, because sometimes I picked exercising over sitting down and watching a movie with her, because I knew if I didn't make it a big priority that I was never going to do the healthy lifestyle. I lost probably 140 or 50 pounds before I really ever even plateaued. And so, sure, I would normally do it for about a day. I would fall off the wagon for about a day. Some of those were planned. We had splurge days we would look forward to. When I started this process, God showed me that unless I did something about my health, that I didn't have credibility as a teacher. Because when we obey part of what God says and ignore completely another part of what God says, we take a little bit away from our credibility of what He calls us to do and what people are going to listen to. But a lot more in the community, people in the community, I think they respect me more now. People who would never really talk to me before come up and talk to me, but I consider that a blessing, because it gives me an inroad to tell them the gospel of Christ. So I've been able to share my faith with some people in town that would have probably never heard me before if it wasn't for the fact that, hey, that's the guy who's running down the road all the time and who's lost a lot of weight and doesn't look like the same person. And I shouldn't have to say this, but if you're a born-again believer, you have to rely on the power of God to do it. The times when I failed were the times that I said, I'm Gary and I can do this. and the times when I succeeded, and the times when I said, Lord, I don't have a prayer, I need you to do this within me, and I surrendered to you, and I saw awesome things happen.